Alexandra. Let's go to the story now. This is certainly dominating the news headlines this morning, with large parts of the country experiencing a substantial drop in temperatures and heavy rain. Wet weather conditions, dangerous driving conditions also being reported along the entire route from KwaZulu-Natal to Gauteng. The N3 toll route this morning remaining closed from Estcourt in KwaZulu-Natal to Harrismith in the Free State, with various other lanes closed along the route due to heavy snowfalls. Let's get an update now for the latest on this N3 toll concession. Chief Operating Officer Thania Dhoogra. Thania, a very good morning to you. Thanks indeed for your time. I know it's been an incredibly busy morning for you this morning, everyone trying to get updates. What is the latest, in particular, if we look at the N3?
Good morning, and good morning to all your viewers. The situation, unfortunately, remains unchanged at the moment, with much of the N3 being affected, as you've just said. The extent of the major closures that we're having are from Lions River in KwaZulu-Natal all the way to the Free State to Warden. The result thereof, the Wilge Plaza in Villiers has also been closed to traffic. This is for the safety of our road users and also to discourage motorists from traveling further south and compounding the issue and the situation that we're currently faced with. Emergency services have pulled out all the stops. They're all in full force out on the route. They are trying to clear the roadway so that they can mobilize and get to road users who are unfortunately stranded in many areas and in need of assistance as quickly as possible.
Thania, do we know how many people are stranded and whereabout this is? And perhaps for some of the viewers who might be wanting to travel this afternoon, it is a long weekend. I think many people, wanted to travel to different destinations, Tuesday being the holiday. Others have taken Monday off. Which are the areas that are mostly affected at this stage? First, let's start off with how many people do we suspect may be trapped?
It's extremely difficult to tell because, unfortunately, despite preemptive warnings, many people did take the chance and are on the road, and they have been stranded, some of them without any means of communication, so we don't really know who's out there. And with the conditions being very difficult at the moment, visibility is poor, it is still wet weather out there. We have received reports of continued snowfall on Van Rieenen and even in Mooi River, for example. It is making it extremely difficult. We are requesting, though, that road users to communicate with us directly on X if they can, so that they can let us know that they're out there, and we can obviously then also assist with mobilizing the emergency services to get to them as quickly as possible. But there are a number of people who are out there, and as I said, it is a really large scale and difficult operation at this point in time to try and clear the roadway and get to everyone as quickly as possible, but everyone is really doing their utmost to do so.
Yeah. And, the N3, of course, with a lot of trucks that are traveling on that route, towards Van Rieenen, we often have a problem. Whenever there's inclement weather, we always have a problem at the Van Rienen's Pass. Do we know what the situation is pertaining to that? Do we have, with these trucks, some of them, supplying goods and services through different provinces? Do we know what the extent of, the extent of how that's been affected at this particular stage, with some of these areas closed?
Well, the pass itself is closed.
Yeah.
It's one of the areas that is usually the most affected, as you say, and so the pass has been closed from yesterday and unfortunately will continue to be closed until it's possible for us to clear the roadway and make it safe again, and emergency services and law enforcement, together with ourselves, deem that it's safe for us to reopen the roadway. I do need to stress, though, to our road users and to appeal to them to please try avoid the area. I know that many people, as you say, it is a long weekend. Everyone wants to get out there either to the coast or inland. It's not just the N3 that's affected. The entirety of the area, all arterial roads around there is being affected, with many people being stranded. It is putting emergency services under extreme stress right now, and strain as trying to get to everyone. They're trying to keep the roadway open. As you say, we're trying to get mobility restored as quickly as possible, but unfortunately, we don't control the weather. We are in close contact with the weather services who are keeping us updated about what's going on, and our own people on the ground. But it is a really difficult situation right now.
Yeah, this is definitely going to put a strain on emergency services, as you indicated. I mean, at this particular point, are you talking about maybe bringing in from other provinces some of the emergency services to release some of that stress or strain off emergency services in that particular area? I can but imagine there isn't much. You'll have to do with what you have. But perhaps talk, should the weather, this kind of weather persist, perhaps to bring in some of the emergency services from other provinces to assist, should we have more people who are stuck in some areas?
Well, it is already a multidisciplinary effort and operation. Disaster management from KwaZulu-Natal and the Free State is already very heavily involved, and Gauteng and Mpumalanga are also assisting because the N3 spans all four of those provinces. So all of the emergency services, law enforcement, everyone from all the joint operation centers provincially are already involved in mobilizing as many of their resources as they can to make sure that we can do so.
Thania, thank you very much indeed. You've had a very, very busy morning. We do appreciate your time. Thania Dhoogra, who is the Chief Operating Officer of the N3 toll concession. As you heard there, that entire stretch is closed at this particular time. There are some people trapped in some areas. Very difficult for the N3 toll concession to say exactly where at this stage and exactly how many people may be trapped, but there is caution at this stage to avoid those particular areas. You'll have seen the pictures on social media. You have heavy snowfall in different parts, bitterly cold conditions also here in Johannesburg as well, and different parts around the country.